Alright, so we're taking a look at some of the projects that we've made with this Ender 5 and talk about some of the experiences and some of the issues and troubleshooting along the way. Alright, we're running this series on the projects in order as we ran them through this new Ender 5, and we're up to project 7, I think, but I might be mixed up in the order at this point. So next up is a letter opener, not a push dagger, but a tiny little letter opener. So first off, experience in learning how to measure things instead of just not measuring things. So it turned out very tiny. It's useless. However, let's say you got a letter that needs to be opened. You can put it in your hand like this and open that letter. Maybe peel an orange, peel that orange. So it's just a straight design off of somewhere. Thought it was interesting and wanted to test it out. I made a couple and then said, oh, you know what? It needs to be much larger. So then I decided to try it much larger. This was something like 100% bigger or 75% bigger, and oh yeah, so much larger. So this was like 10 minutes to print. This one was like 20 minutes to print. The bigger one, a real size one, would easily be like an hour probably to print. Just not worth it unless you're about to transfer into a different material. So I haven't tried opening a really thick letter with these by jamming it into the really thick letter or anything, but I don't think it would hold up very good. Now maybe there's a better way to do this with a different orientation on the printer, but I'm honestly not trying to do much more here than just play around with these. Thought they look cool. If they can help people open letters, great. They're probably pointless, but I made a few of them. They also are a design that I can make in black that comes out. Doesn't take as long as some of these other things, and that's the thing. As you see the progression here, these didn't work good. This was like another attempt to make a quicker design that I could just make a couple of to give people as gifts or something. Because once you start making these, here's a little tip. Once you start making things off your 3D printer, you're going to be like, oh, I want to give so-and-so one of these or something. So if you don't already have like a logo like this, actually the logo worked out pretty good because I can give somebody this and they know what it is and they know why I'm giving it to them. If you don't have a project or something that has a logo that kind of makes it an obvious thing, something like this might be just the kind of cool little thing. Hey, here's a little letter opener I made. Isn't that cool? And it's kind of practical. It's kind of fun. And you'd never buy something like this probably. But when somebody gives it to you and they made it off of their printer, it's just neat. You can see all the artifacts that you get from a 3D printer, and just a fun little thing, I think. Probably it's similar to how these are supposed to be, but these, even if they were perfect, the throwing stars, even if they came out perfect, which they didn't, would be stupid. When these come out, they're fun. Even if they're not useful, they're fun to look at or just have. And I think funner than something like a car or something like that. Some kind of toy. Alright, well, let me know what you think. That was project number 7, little tiny letter openers. Didn't learn much other than scale on that one, learning to pay attention to the whatever. This might have been when I flipped from metric to inches, and that kind of screwed up because I'm not used to working in thousandths of an inch, and metrics are so close to thousandths of an inch because they're both a bunch of numbers. That was annoying. So learning scale was what we learned on number 7. Alright, till then, and also a little bit of characteristics of the material. There's just no way this is ever going to be used as advertised as anything other than a letter opener. Alright, with that, we'll end this one. Looking forward to those comments. Oh, let's update the print. We've got this print running of one of our Gear Websites logos. We started it a couple of videos back, and it is now 99% actually, so it should end in this video. I'm glad we took a moment to pay attention. So the little gizmo down here is telling us 99% right here. That's telling us that it's done, and it's printing the last little bit. You can see the head moved out of the way. The temperatures will start to drop. They both are now set to 0, so that means that they're going to drop. These numbers are their actual temperatures. These are what they're set to. They're now both set to 0. These numbers are going to both drop to room temperature as fast as they want. This one will drop a little earlier. So if I was going to print multiple versions of this and not have, you know, if I needed to set up again, I could now come in here while this thing's temperatures are dropping and I haven't lost all my temp. I could come in here and say prepare, scroll down a little bit, preheat. The type of material I'm using is PLA, and then preheat that PLA. Move the little thing, preheat that PLA. Now that one's set to 190 and that one's set to 45. A moment ago they were set to 0. So now that bed temperature is only going to drop to 45. Normally it would be set to around 50. And the temperature here is only going to drop to 190. So it's actually going to come back up. It had already dropped from 200 to 150 in the amount of time I was blabbing. By the time I set it to bring it up to 190, it's now slowly coming back up to that 190. And now this thing will set at temperature and ready to go. Now I can come in. This particular model has this magnetic base, so I can come in and just let the magnetic cookie sheet bend and the piece of plastic comes off. So that's that strip. I throw it into a bag over there. Then you got this ring around here. That's where you get the putty knife. That comes in and busts the ring off pretty good. So now that comes off, goes into my bag of plastic. And then again, when you pull this cookie sheet off and let it bend under your part, the part will just come off. The main thing is you want to make sure that the cookie sheet goes back down flat, that the big bubble didn't happen or something underneath of it. So now there's my part. My bed is at 46. The nozzle is at 190. I can say, go in here, print from the card. Here's all these different things I can print. There's all different kinds of things. I'm not really going to print anything because I'd rather have the list here so I can remember what order we did these projects. But you can see there's the bullet, the first project we did. So there's the I guess codes that have some sort of thing that were in the machine. Then you got the bullet, the first thing we did. Some of the pieces of the van until I gave up on the van. Then there's the 50 BMG. There's the gear websites, and then some other projects. And then we get to the you can see a bunch of these gun channels ones. There was the push dagger, and then the throwing star. So I guess I got those out of order. So then we'll do the mushrooms next. All right, so that's the end of this print. If anybody's been paying attention to the print saga, they come out cool. I mean, it's a little warm, I guess, but it's not hot at all. It's just not, just a little bit above room temperature, and not palatable. You can touch it. There's no way it's like soft enough to be affected. Now you can see there's some issue at the bottom here. This one's all goofy, and that's because the filament busted and it wasn't acting right when it was printing. So that's where we see the effect of having the ribbon break. Now if this was something for real use, it would be a big deal. If you were just testing this for dimensionality or to see if it interacted with another part or just testing it, then this would be fine, right? So that tells us that it's okay to let the filament run out. You're just going to get some either cosmetic or potentially physical issues. But in this case, all those physical issues are just on the one face, and who cares? It's, just makes this one unique. Anyway, we'll put it in the pile here. We'll pretty much end this video. I'm going to leave this thing running, but oh man, how do I unprepare it? I don't think I can unheat it, so I guess I will print something just to print something. I guess I could turn it off. Just turn it back on. So that's what I'm going to do. So the on-off is just over here. On the main machine, it's just over here. I just turned it off. So now obviously that's it's losing its heat. The bed is losing its heat, and everything's off. I'm going to turn it back on, and now I'll be able to scroll through on the future videos. So anyway, the next up is these little mushrooms that we made. We've been paying attention or going through the projects in order, talking about what we've learned about using the Ender 5 as a new printer and being new to 3D printing and being new to the Ender 5. These are the projects. If you have any questions, you can take a look at the others in the series going that way, or sub to the channel and prepare for more of these. We're recording them one evening, all these videos, but they're going out once a week. So I probably recorded this, well, for you, I recorded this back in September. All right, let us know in the comments what you think, and until next time, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more of this series on our first attempts at printing with the Ender 5.
Seriously? If you have a repair query, press 1. If you need already then, and you're trying to leave your vacuum lot off and on again. Ow! Our onboard golden gear system tells us you somehow activated purge mode. This feature is designed to eradicate small pests, such as insects, spiders, and mice. But in certain situations, larger prey, such as pets, and some humans could be targeted. We're sorry for any inconvenience. If your vacuum bot has decided to purge your house of all living things, press 3. To end purge mode, you will need to access the options menu. To do that, you will need to distract VacuBot in order to get close. We suggest throwing something at it, like a blanket or pet.
What in the world stuff is going on here? Fucking kidding me?
Automated system has detected high levels of profanity. Your bad attitude has been filed in our customer database. Now then, have you calmed your sassy boots down? If so, press 1. That's better. So, are you willing to throw your pet at the VacuBot? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. What do you mean, no? It could come down to you or it, and believe this, any pet would sacrifice you in an instant. Look into their cold animal eyes and tell me they wouldn't. Come on, press yes. Fine. Throw whatever you've got over the VacuBot, and while it struggles to be free, zip it close and turn it off. Uh-oh, when you attack your VacuBot, you activated guard security mode, and it can now identify you as a trespasser. Your VacuBot will classify any area it's cleaned as its personal territory. Has this VacuBot cleaned your entire home? Well, it's VacuBot's house now. We suggest you run. Have you left yet? When you have reached minimum safe distance from the vacuum bot's territory, press 1.
Motherfucker!
Step aside, ladies.
Congratulations! You stopped the unstoppable killing machine that is VacuBot. Unfortunately, you can't stay here, though. The VacuBot has forwarded all recorded information about you to every VacuBot model in operation, all of whom will now hunt you ceaselessly until your DNA has been cleansed from the surface of the planet. This is your life now, to hide and wander. Never a moment's rest in this barren wasteland that is now your existence. Unless, of course, you'd like to purchase a place on the exclusive VacuBot Termination White.
Go to hell.
For a special introductory rate, press 1.
Boss is pushing my team the hardest. Wants the harvesters running doubles.
You think he's hard on you because we're not from here?
I doubt he gives a shit where we're from. The proles on my shift do. Don't like having extra for a manager.
Fletcher, have you made friends with any local kids?
Yeah, been hanging out with a few of them. Talk kind of strange, but other than that, they seem cool. They're all modded like me.
What about Sedgwick? Has he made any friends?
I don't really know him.
Right. Of course he hasn't.
Fletcher, can you keep an eye on him for me?
You know how he
He
is.
needs to learn to
You're
adapt.
too hard on him. Poor kid's the only unmodded 16-year-old for 100 light years.
Bullshit. It's about character. Lack of it. No amount of modding would fix that.
Not his fault. Dumped onto a frostbite fucking colony world.
Not his fault.
I know he can be difficult, but maybe it's
Cedric's always had it too easy. How is he gonna learn to adapt if he doesn't even try?
I'm coming with you.
Not a good idea, Sedge.
What? You think I'm afraid?
No, I just...
Look, I know everything's so fucking easy for you. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
Look, I know it bothers you for some reason.
Some reason? You know what it feels like? Always having my little brother be better than me?
Not my
And
fault.
then we moved to this fucking ice ball, and every kid's modded like you. Different. That's what the grown-ups say, but they mean better.
Fine. If you're coming, hurry up and get dressed. Hey, Sedge, check it out.
Quit screwing around. It'll scan you.
Whatever.
Your father. Look. Look at that.
Extra done Bet you wish you were back on Earth.
For this.
Fucking fuck. The fuck?
Oh, Fletch!
Hey, Logan.
What's that?
Sedgwick. My brother.
So. Extra. Not modded. Why'd you bring it?
He wanted to see the frost whales.
Okay. So, you run fast, extra.
Fast enough. Venga. These whales, how big are they anyway?
Grande cappuccio extra.
What's that mean?
It means fucking big extra. Big enough to eat you up one bite. You scared?
Fuck off.
Okay, stop. Whales don't like the machines. Sound too much.
Once they are off the ice, they're back in England. Frost whales. Up. Fucking danger. Okay? Whales break ice for breathing. They won't stop till they breach. They always hit 7 times. Then minuso 7.
Minimum 7.
When frost whales hit, we run from here to there. Got it, Fletch?
Venga!
How about you, Ekstrom?
Yeah, right. Venga!
When the frost whales hit, we go.
Sedge, we have to go. Sedge, snap out of it.
Get ready!
We have to go. We have to go now, Sedge. Sedge, let's go. Sedge! Come on, man!
On your own, Fletch!
Fuck, my leg!
Fletcher! I got you. Come on.
Fucking Ekstrom! Sometimes, fix it.
Fuck off.
Amazing run, Sedge. Ah, venga, venga.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Holy shit. That was crazy. The size of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Big, right?
Huge. Hey,
Hey, Sedge, you coming?
yeah. Yeah, coming.
You see the way it sucked in that breath? Crazy. Never would have seen shit like that back on Earth. That was amazing.
Yeah, I know. Amazing.